Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Sagittarius energy, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because people have free will. Some people will harness this energy in a high vibe Sagittarius energy, having hope and faith and belief in their dreams and in love. And they're willing to wrap their brain around this game of life and get out of their ego to heal and grow and mature themselves and learn lessons in life. And some people are more motivated and inspired by the world. Maybe it's just a stage of life they're in. Maybe that's what they're always been motivated and inspired by. It could be more about thinking they'll be happy indulging themselves in the world, or making their life what's more important to them than love is ego and image and status or money and materialism, or someone indulging them or them indulging someone else in order to have those things of the world. Everybody's got their truth, and for some people that's their truth. Love is optional. Or they love themselves or the world more than they want to admit that maybe they have some lessons to learn or some growing up to do. And some people harness shadowy Sagittarius energy. They have a lot of lessons to learn in life, and they're kind of immature. And they're just an immature player, want to indulge himself. They might create the illusion they're willing to work cooperatively with people, that they're motivated to make decisions that are best for everyone involved, but they're really just about themselves. And as long as it works for them, you know, they'll try to manipulate people to get them to do what they want for as long as it works for them. So, anyway, we all tap into Sagittarius energy. High vibe Sagittarius is about higher learning and education. But you have to get out of your ego or your defensive nature or your immature nature to even see that you have lessons to learn. You have to even be inspired to want to grow to your full potential. Some people don't. And we just need to see the truth of it. Okay, so let me turn down the camera now that I got the cards out. Just listen to your intuition about where you're at in the story and where some other people in your life are at in the story. The overarching reason for the reading is the bad health card. And beneath that is the main male and the pathway card. So, the masculine energies can represent how we present ourselves in the world and what type of action we're going to take in the world and the action that we are taking in the world. But it can represent us sometimes. Are we being authentic? Are we really who we say we are? The feminine figures can represent what we think and what we feel. Some people really are who they say they are. And they are healing. They are emotionally healing their more worldly egoic nature. And they are taking action to transform their life. I want to learn the lessons, see the truth of how I've lived my life, how I viewed life, how I viewed myself and the world around me, and what I believe is possible, to see the truth. I want to keep moving forward, growing to my full potential. I am motivated and inspired to dump some of my baggage. I don't like my fears or my insecurities or my self-limiting belief or other people or the world trying to manipulate me or tell me what makes me have worth and value. I want to be free of the things that manipulate me, to keep transforming my life, keep growing and maturing myself, keep healing, keep shedding old layers of myself to give birth to new ways of viewing myself in the world around me, just like we did age 15, age 18, age 21, age 25. It was perfect to be any one of those age groups, but if we keep living in a certain way, it becomes stagnant and stale. We're not challenging ourselves to grow and mature and heal ourselves and become all we can be. So then we detach from some more immature ways of being and viewing the world and viewing life to go to that next stage of life. Some people listen to their intuition because our intuition was given to us as a gift to navigate this world aligned with life force energy of going through those transition periods in life. But we as human beings have free will, and some people say, no, this is good. I don't want to change. I don't want to look at life any differently. I don't want to face my fears and insecurities or work through any of my issues. I want to keep doing this. This is good. And part of it can be, we're all ready to take action and live life differently and face our fears when we're ready. Sometimes when we're ready to move forward in life, other people aren't. And we have to see the truth of that. We can't make people face their fears and insecurities. We can't make people look at life from a higher perspective. We can't make people meditate on the truth. Some people just want to rest. It's like, I just want to not do that. I want to just like chill. And they might want to chill forever and never look at life from any other perspective or face their fears. And we just need to see the truth of it. Not everybody harnesses high vibe Sagittarius energy. Not everybody is motivated and inspired to look at life as an adventure to be lived. I don't know what's out there. That's different. That's outside my comfort zone. I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here. It's like, okay. But that's when we see that we're not on the same page as some people, and we're ready to step outside of our comfort zone. We're ready to face our fears. We're ready to go on a new adventure. And some people aren't. And, you know, we wish them peace, love, and joy, but I'm going to speak my truth and stand in my truth and take action in my life based on my truth. If this is my truth and that's your truth, okay. The other way this can be read is there's some people who do operate more from their worldly egoic nature, and they could be looking for a caregiver. Like, I don't want to have to do that work to heal or grow or mature myself or love myself or feel more balanced within myself or more grounded within myself. I have an idea. Instead of me doing this work within myself, that's one option. I have an idea. I'm going to go find someone to nurture me and love me, and I'm sure that's the answer. But they kind of keep repeating this old pattern, and they don't. That could be more codependent energy, which is more worldly, shadowy energy. I'm going to look outside myself for the answer to make me feel better. I don't have to change. I don't have to heal. I don't have to grow. I don't have to look at life from any other perspective. I can keep doing this. Well, it can kind of get harder and harder to find people who are willing to indulge us in our more codependent energy, because other people have lived life. They've been in relationships with people who were like that before. And they're like, what about this? And they're like, no, I like to do this. Like, well, I've already been there. I've already done that. I want to do this. And they're like, but I want to do this. And they could find it harder and harder over time. It's kind of like someone who does want to stay a 15-year-old. Everybody else in the world is growing and changing and maturing themselves. And they keep trying to find someone to do this old type of relationship way of being. And other people are like, I did that, man, when I was like 15. What about this? And they're like, no, I don't want to do that. It's like, okay. So, what's going on in Sagittarius energy? We have a card not showing itself. Why? Because of the marriage card. Well, the marriage card can just represent what we're aligned with within ourselves. We have this dualistic nature. We have our more hopeful, believing, creative, inspired, loving nature. We have our more self-interested nature, our more worldly nature. Which one are we married to? Sometimes it's hard to tell, because people can present themselves in the world like, oh no, I have hope and faith and belief and love. We should get in a relationship. We should get married. You should hire me. But it could have to do with this card. We don't really know. We live in a world of duality where there's like a veil. People can present themselves any way they want to in the world. Are we going to listen to our intuition about who's being authentic and who's kind of wearing a false mask? Who tries to present themselves that they're motivated and inspired by truth and love and justice and fairness and character and integrity and have hope and faith and belief in love and in their dreams, and who's just trying to create an illusion of that, but it's for some other reason. I had other people in my life who wanted me to heal and grow and mature myself. They left. I'm looking for someone who maybe some people like people who are codependent. Oh, are you not doing well? Are you sad? Do you want to get in a relationship? Perfect. I'll get in a relationship with you, but you stay right there. Don't you heal. Don't you work through your fears and insecurities. Don't you transform yourself. Because I like to play this role in people's life. Some people like to be like the parent to the child, the teacher to the student. And if the other people in the midst of that relationship grow and mature and heal themselves, then they're like, oh, bye. I need to go find someone else, because this is the type of relationship dynamic I like. We all have certain ways of viewing relationships. We have, we could feel like we're a very loving, nurturing person when we're in relationships with people that maybe have their fears and their insecurities or more codependent or something. But some people, we can all be a loving person that helps other people. Some people want people to transform. Other people don't. Well, I didn't want you to change. I wanted you to keep staying, like, needing me and looking to me like I'm your God or your Savior, because then that makes me feel like I'm your God or Savior, because I don't look at life from any other perspective, and this is how I view life. So, anyway, that could be a dynamic going on. Let's go look at this card. The mature man, and again, it's a masculine energy. Some people want to be in a relationship, but they reject maturing themselves. Other people want to be in a relationship, and what people don't know about them, that some people could be thinking, should I get in a relationship with that person? And what some people don't know about you, and some people you might meet, just like same way when you go, say, apply for a job. Some people are like, I like people who are more codependent on me. People that I maybe can intimidate or control or act in kind of shadowy ways with. And they'll stay in this job anyway because they don't kind of love and believe in themselves. And other people are like, goodness, I've already dealt with people who are kind of immature and, that's not who I am. And I want to be in relationships with people who are more mature, It just depends on what type of person other people are, is going to depend on what kind of people they want to get in relationships with. Some of you could want to be in relationships with people and they're not taking action, because again, masculine figure taking action, whether they're male or female. There's some people that aren't taking action towards you to be in a friendship with you, be in a relationship with you, hire you, because they only like to be in relationships with people who will play this role with them. A little more codependent, a little more fearful, a little more insecure, a little more, I don't know, who will indulge them in their ego. Some people who have a shadowy view of life, it can be that they're not seeing things clearly because their judgment is clouded. Some people who are like that might try to approach some of you people, whether it's to be a friend, to hire you, or to get in a relationship with you. What those people don't know is that you've learned a lot of lessons in life. That would be a mature person in their worldly nature. I've learned a lot of lessons in life. I'm not the naive, gullible person I was before. And I'm who I say I am. Who I say I am is who I am emotionally. And some people don't realize that about you. And some people think, oh, can't I come in and be like the next person to indulge in a relationship with you? Aren't you looking for like a caregiver? And it's like, I've already played that kind of relationship dynamic with people. I'm looking for people who've healed. People who really are who they say they are. Other people who are balanced within themselves, between their worldly nature and their loving nature, and they know that we all want these things and to enjoy some of these things of the world and to put in work and effort to have stability and security and enjoy some of the finer things in life. But we also, that's not the most important thing and the driving factor. I want to be proud of myself. I want to act with character and integrity. I value deep, meaningful, loving relationships. And I've learned and seen the truth that if that's what I want in life, I need to align with that energy within myself and learn lessons, grow and mature myself to really be an emotionally stable, secure, balanced, loving person. It's to care. We each take responsibility for healing ourselves, not being codependent on someone else to be the answer. And there's some people who do that. Some people's vice isn't like alcohol or drugs to make them feel better. For some, it's like, I just need to get in another relationship. That'll make me feel better. But they really don't plan to grow or mature themselves in it. It's like, oh no, I just want to be in a relationship to rest, to heal, to rest within, and have someone care for me, me care for them to a degree, but I don't ever plan to change. Whatever fears and insecurities and ways of viewing life that I have, that's the way I'm going to keep moving forward in life, because that's my truth. So everybody would maybe like to be in balanced, loving relationships with people. Some of you don't have that type of person in your life, but you're taking that action within yourself to maintain balance within yourself. And there's some people who would like to be in a relationship with you, but they'll only take action to be in a relationship with you if you kind of tip out of balance. If you start taking action and aligning with your more fearful, insecure, immature, codependent energy. Oh, well, then I'll get in a relationship with you. Oh, you turned your back on transforming your life? Perfect. Yeah, I'll get in a relationship with you. And some of those people can't be in a relationship with you because you are maintaining balance within yourself and you're standing your ground. This is where I'm going. Who wants to come with? And the only people who can come with are the people who've done this work within themselves to free themselves, to see the truth, and who are ready to go on that journey with you. So the next card is the gift card, and the reason it came out is because of the despair card. Again, there's people who would like to be in a relationship with you, but only if you turn your back on your view of life. Come on, let's be in our ego. Let's be sick. Let's make our life about these things. Let's go indulge in these things. Let's be immature, impulsive, prideful, egotistical, materialistic, codependent. Yeah, I want to be in a relationship with you, but that's how I want to do life. You know, and some of these people, you offered them the gift of love. When you were in a relationship with them, when you did want to marry them, when you were married to them, when you were their friend, when you were in a family dynamic with them. And they weren't willing to do that because they have these unresolved issues from their past or have this fear of being manipulated, that they don't trust people. And they haven't been accepted this gift to listen to their intuition, to distinguish between different people in their life. We've all been in relationships with people from the time we were children where we've dealt with people who are kind of shadowy. They are kind of bossy or controlling, manipulative, self-centered, egotistical, materialistic, don't want us to grow to our full potential, aren't encouraging us to grow to our full potential. And, you know, we deal with people in the world that have their own issues. We could have been in relationships with people where we wanted them to interact with us the way we wish they would have interacted with us, and some of them didn't. And then, you know, because those relationships didn't work out the way we wanted, whichever type of relationships those were, you know, we were sad. And some people didn't take the gift of love to help them heal from that. We have to see the truth. The truth sets us free to live our life differently. Some people are still, they could have had people in their life who disappointed them, felt like they manipulated them, were bossy and controlling or whatever, but they haven't seen the truth to acknowledge, like, that's how some people are, but not everybody is that way. And some people then take a blanket approach. It's like, that's it, I'm done. And it's kind of like not separating the forest from the trees. We as human beings are like the trees in the forest. Just because some of the people we interacted with had those certain traits and characteristics, well, how about we acknowledge that? But some people, you have to be willing. So kind of the bad health card has kind of been making me think of the Four Swords card. We have to meditate on the truth. We have to see the truth of it. But some people have a real hard time seeing the truth of it because they do love those people. They could be people in their own family, people they grew up with. And some people could have a hard time admitting that some of the people that they loved, and that some of them could still be sad about, maybe those people aren't in their life anymore, but they haven't really worked through the grief of it, and just can't acknowledge, I can love someone and I can acknowledge that they're kind of manipulative, or that they were kind of bossy, or that they were kind of controlling, or, life's about learning lessons in life. High vibe Sagittarius. Some people have learned more lessons than other people. Some people freed themselves from those things to be just and fair and balanced and loving and nurturing and supportive people. And some people did the best they could. But they had their own issues. They had their own past pain and heartbreak and fears and insecurities and things that manipulated them, from addictions to anything else. And we just see the truth of it. And then when we go to get in relationships with other people, if people show that they have some of those same traits and characteristics, we say, no thanks, I've been there, I've done that, I wish you peace, love, and joy, but I don't want to date someone like you because I've already known people who are like that. And I already know I don't enjoy being in relationships with people who have those certain traits and characteristics and ways of being in the world. And you, somewhere along your life journey, somehow you kept clinging to that way of being, which could be, again, immature or self-centered or bossy or more about themselves or more about ego, something. And you realize, I'm going to go look for the people that don't have those traits and characteristics. And it can really be confusing when we do get in a relationship with someone who was kind of wearing a false mask and they seem to present like they were all on the same page as us, and then they weren't. Well, we learn lessons from that too, and then life is about learning to listen more to your intuition and trust your intuition. Did our intuition tell us at different times, meeting that person, going out with that person, hanging out with that person, that, something doesn't quite seem to be, again, and it's all about learning these lessons. When someone shows me, oh, I'm kind of defensive to love, I have some issues I haven't dealt with, I seem to like to play this caregiving role, but I don't know, and it's just listening to your intuition. And that's a valuable lesson to have learned that you can take with you into your next job, friendship, or relationship. Some people, they could like to view themselves as this caregiver type of person, and they don't want to see the truth that when they get in relationships with people, which they can seem very nurturing and everything, it's just that they don't want to become independent from something. Maybe just playing this role in people's life. Well, you're not my God. You're not my Savior. I'm my own person, and I have my own intuition, and I have my own dreams and ambitions, and I am going to change over time, listening to my intuition guide me and my unique talent, skills, and interests in things that I find interesting and fulfilling and that I want to go pursue. And some people are a little egotistical and they kind of think like you should not do that anymore. Like if you're in a relationship with them, then it's kind of like you make your life all about them. You give up on your dreams, don't listen to your intuition anymore. I don't want to change. I have a lot of healing and growing and maturing to do. And I just want to be in a relationship with someone else who kind of tends to me while I operate from my ego nature. And for some people, that's their dream life. I want to be in my defensive nature. I don't want to deal with this past pain and heartbreak or self-limiting beliefs. I don't want to deal with the relationships in my life that haven't worked out the way I wanted. I have decided, the gift I decided to accept was I have an answer. Instead of dealing with those things, I'm not going to. I'm going to operate from my ego. I'm going to stay in denial of the truth and maybe not see the truth that I like to play just the caregiver role. If people heal and grow and mature and they want the relationship to transform over time, it's like they don't even want to see the truth that I'm unwilling to move forward with people. I get in relationships with people. I might play the caregiver in their role in their life. But if they work through some of their fears and insecurities and they change, well, then I don't want to be in a relationship with them anymore. Because I only like playing this role in people's lives. It's like, well, until they're willing to see the truth of that, they're going to keep repeating that pattern. We'll all repeat a pattern of way of viewing life and relationships until we're willing to see the truth of it. You know, loving people can do that. They can get in relationships with people and like, oh, I'm going to help. You know, the difference is high vibe people want to help people transform their life. And it is these subtle differences of intent that make the difference distinguishing between people. There's a lot of loving people that like to be a caregiver and they get in relationships, but they do want those people to transform. They do offer those people love and encouragement. And for some people, they want to be the one who's always loved and encouraged. You be my caregiver. I have all these fears and insecurities. I have all these concerns. I have all these things that manipulate me in my ego. I have all these things that imprison me. I've been looking for someone to be a caregiver to me, to help me maybe look like I've moved forward. Like, look, I found someone new to care for me. But some of those people are just people who take from people. The dream is never going to come into reality. I want to look like I've moved on. I want to look like I've healed and grown and matured myself. I want to look like I've changed, like I've transformed my life. I know. I'll go get in another relationship. I won't work through why the last relationship didn't work. I won't look through how did I contribute to that relationship working out. No, don't want to see the truth of that. I also might not want to see the truth of the type of people I was trying to get in a relationship with. So, it's kind of like they have no discernment. There's some people in the world that just want to be in a relationship. I just want to be married. Why? I don't know. Just to be in a relationship, just to feel better. Maybe to feel more balanced within themselves. Maybe to feel more stable within themselves. Maybe for some people that's just their end goal. A lot of people they can think that if I'm in a relationship or a marriage, like that says something about their worth and value. I just think it means are dating someone and you found someone to marry. It doesn't necessarily mean it's based on truth and love, but some people view life that way. And some people use other people to try to make it look like they've changed and grown and healed. I mean, we've all worked for people in workplaces as either employee, co-workers or bosses, and we know the truth of who they are. And then if things aren't working out and people were trying to encourage them to You know, I'm kind of concerned. You seem to have some issues about you that are causing some problems in the workplace, you know? You know, what is it? How can we help you? You know, but, you know, you have to quit being bossy or controlling or defensive or, I don't know, egotistical or something, you know? And then maybe that relationship doesn't work out. And then they go get another job, but they're the same person they were before. They're still being manipulated in the thief card by whatever it is that manipulates them. And they go get in a new job and try to create this illusion that they've transformed their life and oh my gosh, everything's so much better. And everybody's like, yeah, we'll just wait and see. Because I think you do have these kind of shadowy ways of being about you, and you can hide it for quite a long time, but eventually the truth will come out that you haven't seen the truth. You have not dealt with whatever makes you act in these shadowy ways. And I predict that the people at your next job will see the truth. And then this pattern all keeps repeating itself. And the same way that people do that in workplaces, people do that in relationships. No, I was in relationships with people who wanted me to heal and grow and mature and look at life from a higher perspective. And I don't want to. I like this pattern. I don't want to free myself. I might be happy living from my egoic nature, my defensive nature. I might like it being more about me. I think the way I view relationships, I think it is just and fair for it to maybe be more about me. You know, some of these people could be extremely egocentric. They are married to their ego nature. My ego nature makes me feel safe and secure. I view it as a gift because I've been hurt before. I'm not going to let my more authentic nature out to play in the world. From now on, my ego runs my life. And I present myself as maybe being more high vibe. But I keep my authentic nature imprisoned. This is just my false persona I take out in the world. My cardboard cutout person. And I try to get people to get in a relationship with me, to think that I've healed, that I'm not the same person I was before, if they know me. Make them think I'm this just and fair and stable, grounded person. You know, with the bad health card, looking at that as the Four of Swords, you don't have to have been dealing with a sun sign Libra, but everyone in their Libra energy has either seen the truth or they are living more from their egoic nature, what we think is just and fair. What is our truth? And in our Libra nature of self, it can be like our public politician persona, where we go out in the world trying to maintain balance with all these people in the world, so people view us as this just and fair and stable and grounded person, so that other people will get in relationships with us. But what is the truth? Some of you have already dealt with people who are like that, and you try to offer them love and encouragement, but we can't make people do this work within themselves. Only if they start to embody it within themselves and work through those things that manipulate them, can they free themselves. And some people are like, no, I don't want to. I have decided I don't have to. I'll find someone to be in a relationship with me. I might use my charm, my looks, shadowy Sagittarius, my creative nature. It's kind of like abusing their gifts. They were given the same gifts that the rest of us were given. And the gifts are our kind of like our emotions and our creativity and our sexuality and our intellect and our words and our charm, you know, all these things that were given to us as gifts. So we're not just an animal and we're not just a computer. that's where, it's like they're abusing their own inner child nature. I'm going to use the gifts I was given to be a scam artist. I don't want to authentically be myself and speak the truth and be authentically myself in the world. I've decided I'd get hurt doing that. So I've decided to let my more egoic nature run my life. And I'll just try to create this persona that I'm on the same page as you. And some of those people are doing that with new people in their life. For others of you, you saw the truth of it. You listened to your intuition in the message of concern that this person isn't who they say they are. They could be hoping that in your ego of the false person, that you'll stay imprisoned with them. There are some people in the world that if I can get someone in a relationship with me, better yet, get them to take the job, get in a relationship with me, marry me, then I hope that once they do see the truth, that because of their own ego, they won't get out of it. Well, what would people say? And that's when we're living our life conforming to the world instead of adhering to a higher truth and justice. Letting our worldly egoic nature manipulate us. And that's some people how they live their life. It's really more about them. I don't care if you're sad. I don't care. I know you could be a loving, nurturing, warm, authentic person. I tried to create the illusion I was too. But once you see the truth that it's kind of like I only do kind of in response maybe to what you do. My cup of love doesn't overflow. I don't freely give of myself. And I also might be in it more because something else didn't work out. I want to be in a relationship. I'm kind of indulging myself in a relationship. Shadowy Sagittarius energy that they harness. I just want to be in a relationship. I don't like not being in a relationship. I want to be in a relationship, but I don't plan to really bring the dream into reality. It's kind of for me to indulge in it until you see the truth. And then if you do see the truth, I don't know if you're willing to indulge and stay in it anyway, because from pride and ego, I don't really care. Works for me. So long as it looks like I'm in a relationship, so long as it looks like I'm moving forward, so long as it looks like I've moved on from the past, that works for me. If it's good for my ego, my image, and my status, works for me. You can be sad in it every day. I don't care. Just don't get out of it. And other people, it's like, I'll only stay in it until people do see the truth. And then when they see through the illusion of who I am, then if they are people that are more about ego and image and status and money and materialism, they might do these things to try to discredit you, to make you look like you're the shadowy person, because it is more about their ego and their image. It's not like a relationship can't work out and both people found out they're not on the same page. We can't just wish people peace and let them go on their way. No, you have to be the negative person, and because they don't want people to know the truth about them, even though they were probably needless the one who could have acted in some hurtful, unkind ways in response to you trying to offer them love. And then, this is kind of making me also think of like a social climber. There's some people who get in relationships with people because it does make it look like they're something other than they are. And then it's kind of like trying to steal from you, to learn from you how you act. Because some people, it is kind of like a narcissist. I just take all these puzzle pieces from people to figure out how they do what they do, because I lack creativity and imagination within myself, and I do live more from my mind than my heart, and I don't tap into my own unique creative ways of being because I maybe don't believe in that or never connected in with that. So I get in relationships with people to figure out how they do things and how they act. And then that's a new puzzle piece that goes into my mask. And then I'm going to take that show on the road to see if maybe there's someone else in the world who's sad, who might have more status, image, money, materialism, power, influence that I can go get in a relationship with and, do the same thing with them. And that would be like a social climber person. And it is all to kind of learn. And then they go out in the world and try to kind of present themselves like they're you, that they have your traits and qualities and characteristics. But that's the thing. It's more like a computer trying to act out being like a real live person. But there's no substance and authenticity there. And that's kind of what our intuition tries to tell us. These people aren't who they say they are. They are like a false person. They have their own agenda. Either they just want to indulge in a relationship. They want to be in, if it works for them, and to boot, you're a loving, nurturing, supportive person, then yeah, that works for them. But that's not really who they are. And eventually we feel like we're missing an opportunity in love. And we start to listen to our intuition that, am I going to stay kind of imprisoned with someone who created the illusion that they that they look at life from a higher perspective, that they do have hope and faith and belief in love. And now I've seen the truth that they're not that person. And some people say, I listen to a higher truth and justice. Reminds me of that Bible verse, don't conform to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And some people say, judge away, world. If you want to stay in those situations where people you've realized are creating a little hell on earth, I believe in a world of duality, that means God's creating a little heaven on earth. And if I know and am proud of myself that I acted with character and integrity, and I tried to motivate and inspire people with love to heal, and they made the free will choice in the thief card not to deal with the truth, then I wish them peace. Kind of makes me think of like Jesus and the disciples going out and spreading the good news. If people rejected the good news message, you wished them peace and you went to go find the people who are open to the good news. And these people aren't. You think that we're supposed to be imprisoned and enslaved, crying at their feet, begging them to see the truth? No, we wish them peace and we move on. And then I think high vibe people, they're not operating from their ego. And we've all had lessons to learn in life. And at times we could have rejected loving people in our life because we were drawn and attracted to certain people because we had life lessons to learn from them about loving ourselves and standing up for ourselves and getting clear about our truth. And during that time period, there could have been other people that we either didn't become friends or get in relationships with, or we got out of friendships and relationships with them because we had to go on this journey to learn these lessons. And then people see the truth of that. I think there was some people in my life that were loving and nurturing and supportive that I maybe rejected or didn't work with that could have been hurt by that. So I offer them the gift, and even just to people in my life, the lessons that I've learned. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. And you hope that some of those people that you could communicate with and people as you meet, as you move forward, you hope that those people aren't imprisoned like some of the other people that you've known in life. And some of those people, though, could wonder, can I be the next person to indulge in a relationship with you? And you're like, no. The only people that are moving forward with, I just wanted to let you know that I've learned these lessons. I'm sorry if I hurt you at some point in time in my life. I had my own things because at any given moment in our life, how we view life, We have our own fears, our own insecurities, our own self-limiting beliefs, that I maybe wasn't willing to move forward with you in a relationship because I had these own lessons I needed to learn in life. And so I didn't move forward with you maybe in a way you would have liked me to move forward with you at that time. And that's, again, finding the difference between people. As you're moving forward, you could have different people that want to be in a relationship with you, that reach out to you, who is really wanting to be the next person to move forward with you in a relationship, to take from you, who's kind of trying to tempt you maybe more in your pride, in your ego, in your more worldly, lustful, prideful, whatever, competitive nature, and who is offering you the truth. Some of the people that you could have offered the truth to are sad because while you went on your journey to learn lessons, maybe they were one of those shadowy people in someone else's life. Are they willing to see the truth of it? Did they have their own lessons to learn? Are they in a similar situation, like, and living life the way you'd lived your life? Were they on a parallel track learning some of the same lessons, but now they would have to speak their truth? That how I've been living my life maybe isn't aligned with my truth? Maybe I got myself in things too that I thought were the way I wanted to live my life at one point in time, and then the people I got in relationship with weren't who I thought they were going to be. Am I willing to get out of my ego about it? To speak my truth? Or am I going to stay in situations that maybe aren't the healthiest for me? Am I going to keep living my life in a way that isn't healthiest for me? And sometimes we have to realize that some of the people that we meet and might approach us, and people we might have known in our past that we thought were on the same page as us, they're not. And we thought they were, but, you know, or they're in their own loving relationship moving forward in transformation. You know, sometimes we don't know people well enough to know what is the truth of how they're living their life. Some people are moving forward with people who are on the same page as them in truth and love and justice and fairness. There are choices to our there are consequences to our choices, and we learn some valuable lessons about that. Next time I'm in a relationship with people who seem to be offering me love and encouragement and have their shadow nature imprisoned, kind of sitting in the back seat of their life, who are kind of challenging me to face my fears and to be willing to be in a relationship with someone who does treat me the way I treat them. Because again, we all will repeat these patterns, which can be maybe being more in kind of an imbalanced relationship, either being the caregiver to other people or wanting other people to care for you, and kind of more codependent. Why am I not being in a relationship with people who are on the same page as me? Part of it can be initially we could have rejected it because I'm not used to it. I'm not used to being in a relationship with people who treat me the way I treat them. I'm used to being in relationships with people who are sad, and I try to encourage them to love and believe in themselves, and I'm always hoping those people will change their philosophy of life. When are we going to quit taking on projects? Because part of it might be our ego in a way, just like some of the shadowy people who like to be a caregiver in people's life. They're hoping people don't transform. You're hoping people do transform. And both of us could be living in illusion. People have their philosophy of life. You know, the shadowy people should get in relationships with people who have the same view of life as they do, that don't want to change. But some of those people don't want to be in those relationships because those people are like them. Well, they have their fears and their insecurities and their pride and their ego, and they could be trying to manipulate me. I like to prey on the loving, hopeful, believing people, and I hope to manipulate them into staying imprisoned with me, even though I'm not going to change. And the loving people hope to change other people. And it's like, just quit getting in mismatched relationships. You know, if you see people have certain traits, and it's all this thing of learning lessons and listening to your intuition. And so we have to just deal with the truth. Some people I had an opportunity at different times with people that did treat me the way I would have liked to have been treated. But I had some growing up and maturing to do myself. It was uncomfortable. I maybe wanted to repeat an old pattern of indulging someone in more shadowy energy, because that's the type of people I'm used to being in relationship with. Rejecting, kind of loving myself. And now I see how I stole from myself. Boy, next time someone comes along who's like that, I'm going to face my fears about being in a relationship with someone who treats me the way I treat them, even though it's kind of outside my comfort zone, and I'm going to start getting comfortable with it, and it's going to be my new comfort zone. So we did learn valuable lessons, even from the loving people that we could have rejected at one point in time. And, you know, the gift is in this journey of these learning lessons. And all of it was to try to help us free ourselves and see how we rob and steal from ourselves. And to get us to stand up for ourselves and what we believe in. And we can offer love and encouragement to people all day long. We all know all sorts of people in the world. Am I going to get in a more involved relationship with you if you haven't freed yourself from those things? No, because then I'll be imprisoned with you. And some people in our life are going to choose to do that work along with us. People at work, people in our family, people in our friend group, people that are potential love interests. But the whole thing is they have to be people that are taking action in the world with us to transform, to heal, be just, be fair. If they're not the people in our life, and we have people who aren't taking action in the world to work with us, then we have to kind of wish them peace and assume they're either happy living with happy loving people, or they're not on the same page as us, or they would be working together with us, one or the other. So we see the truth of that and we move on. The people who are currently in my life working together with me are the people I am moving forward with. The people who aren't currently in my life apparently aren't on the same page as me. So I need to look to the future, and I keep taking action to bring my dream into reality. And the people who aren't taking action to work with me to heal a relationship, I assume they're not going to be the people that are in the story of my life moving forward. So I wish them peace, and I look to the future. What's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Sagittarius energy that they might not see coming up? And like I say, there's some people that would like to be in a relationship with you, but only if you let go of living your life that way and then you take action towards them. But I think you already did offer people the truth. That was a gift. And if those, and then it's like, the rest is on you. I'm not going to be in shadowy Sagittarius energy, kind of represented by the Knight of Wands, where I'm going to chase after you. I have a dream. You're either on the same page as me, and you free yourself from the things you need to free yourself within yourself to work through to go on this journey with me, or you're not on the same page as me. In the past, I might have wanted to be in denial of the truth in the Thief card, not see the truth, keep trying to chase after people to get them to heal things with me. No, I've spoken my truth. This is where I'm going. Are you coming with or are you not? And some of those people, they're not willing to do that because they would have to deal with some of these issues within themselves to work through. And that in Sagittarius energy, maybe they have a lot of lessons learned. And it would take a lot of creative, inspired work and effort to free themselves from some of the things that manipulate them. And instead, they decide, I'm just going to keep living life the way I've been living it. It's like, okay. So what's coming up for the high vibe people? Something to do with this card. Why? Because of the King of Swords. You have done this work to get balance within yourself. King of Swords, you're harnessing high vibe Libra energy, represented by the scales of justice. I have lived my life with these different ways of being and with these different type of people. I have become clear about what my truth is. I want truth, justice, fairness, balance, authenticity. I want the justice I deserve. And it starts within me first, and I did this work within myself to get balance within myself, to love myself. I accepted the gift of love, to work through my past pain and heartbreak and self-limiting beliefs, to align with my more loving nature. My more worldly, shadowy nature sits in the back seat, yapping in my ear, and I tell it, calm down. That would be like being a good mother, father, coach to your own worldly, shadowy nature. But my loving nature, that is hope and faith and belief in love and in myself and in my dreams, is driving this car, my vehicle of self. And I have my shadow nature, I have my loving nature, and I am staying balanced between the two. In the Four of Swords is also Libra energy. I meditate on the truth and love. I encourage, when my shadow nature gets riled up, I offer myself love and compassion and forgiveness and encouragement to keep moving forward in transformation. And I think with this card not showing itself, it means a couple things. One, you quit aligning with this energy in a more worldly or shadowy way, and you're willing to cut out the people in your life that do still harness this energy in a more worldly, shadowy way, and you're now harnessing it in a high vibe way, and people don't know that or understand it. The Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is Scorpio energy. It can talk about our deep emotional connections we have with people. And in the past, you could be a very loving person, nurturing person, like to be in deep, meaningful relationships, probably put in a lot of work and effort to try to make relationships work and maintain balance in relationships. But we can kind of get ourselves tipped out of balance where, we could let our more emotionally loving nature run our life, and we need to be more balanced within ourselves, where we have to take all things into consideration, because if we just let our emotionally loving nature kind of run our life to the exclusion of the other aspects of our life, like we disregard them, like they don't have as much importance. Well, the whole thing is, love is supposed to be just and fair and balanced. And we could have been enabling poor behavior in ourselves. We could have been enabling poor behavior in others, because we were kind of tipped out of balance in like, oh, the most important thing is to love these people. That's God's job. God is offering love to people all the time, but even God requires justice and fairness. Like God stands there at the door and knocks, but people have to open up the door. Oh God, why did you abandon me? It's like, I don't know, what kind of action? I was encouraging you to take action in truth and love and justice and fairness. What action did you take? Did you take action aligning with your more sickly, worldly, egoic nature? Well, that's what happens. That's kind of like when the devil comes into our life to teach us, you went down the wrong path. Nothing's wasted. There's a key on either side. We as human beings learn from all these life experiences. We learn from watching how other people live their life. Nothing is wasted. But if you keep aligning with your more sickly, worldly, egoic nature, thinking you're going to reap a good harvest, there's something you're not seeing here. There's some truth you seem to want to be in denial of. And it's just like us. We can have people in our life that we wish them peace and love and joy. We can see them out in the world, and, we have all these people in the world that we can treat with love and respect and encouragement. But, am I going to get in a more involved relationship with you? No, my I offer you love and peace and joy. But until you do this work within yourself to get more balance within yourself and heal yourself and see the truth and speak the truth and are ready to transform your life, we're not on the same page. Anyway, you are willing to detach from some people in your life who you did have, that you have love for, and that you could have had a deep, meaningful relationship with, that you could have wanted to have in your life forever. But shadowy Six of Cups can be where people want to repeat this old pattern. And it's like, I'm not the same person I was before. I previously might have looked up to you to be my caregiver, but now I've done this work within myself to heal and grow and mature myself and believe in myself, and I want you to come with me in this new way. And some of them are like, well, no, I don't want to do that. You know, the scales kind of aren't tipped in my favor. You're kind of not making it, indulging me in this way, or making it more about me. And I liked you when you were more codependent. I liked it when you were more fearful or hurt, because then it made me feel like this type of person. It's like, well, why can't we move forward together differently? I don't need a caregiver. Now I need a friend, you know? And I thought we were friends. And some people are like, well, I like being friends with people who are sad, because then it makes me feel this way. It's like, well, I'm not in that place anymore. And if that's how you want to live your life, and those are the kind of friends you want to be friends with, well, that's not my truth anymore. And I'm going to go find the people who do want to be friends with me without having to seem like they're God in my life or something, you know, and take precedent in my life. And what some other people don't know about you is that you have reconciled yourself with the past. Sometimes some people who do hurtful and unkind things to us is because they are trying to manipulate and control us. And they want us to be up in our head and confused and deceived and all this stuff, because that's how they like to be in relationship with us, you know, so that they can manipulate and control us. And some of those people are still thinking, oh, they're still sad, they're still hurt, they're still, you know, so I can go do whatever I want to do, because until they reach out to me, maybe I'm going to sit here, maybe in my pride and ego, and I might be sad, like, when are you going to come back and tell me you want to be in a relationship with me? And they're not seeing the truth. You've healed. You've made peace with it. You go live your life the way you want to go live it. And they don't realize that, because they know you're this loving person, that it's hard for you to maybe emotionally detach from people, and that you'll be back. And they haven't seen the truth that loving people don't try to manipulate me. Loving people don't try to get me all up in my head and get me up in my ego and try to use the love that I have for them to manipulate me. That is someone who has some life lessons to learn. And I'm not going to let my loving nature imprison me. I have dreams I want to manifest into reality. Can I have love for you? Yeah. Do I want to be in a relationship with you? No. You have all these things that manipulate you. And I've seen that you're not who I thought you were. And for some people, you know, they're just someone that you used to know. They're not someone you even want to be in a deep, you know, because you've seen the truth of who they are and they're not who you thought they were. You don't view them as someone that you want to be some of them that you want to be in a deep, meaningful relationship with anymore. And you could have realized that you were repeating a pattern, they're repeating a pattern of way of being, and you're just on different pages. And for some of them, you see that they weren't telling you the truth of who they were. That when it came to where they had to do this work within themselves to free themselves, they didn't. And they chose to kind of act in some shadowy ways of being that weren't aligned with how you being just and fair and truthful and honest and acting with character and integrity. And so they have some lessons to learn about that. So you're standing in your truth. Some people are sad about it because they would like to be in a relationship with you, but they can't be in a relationship with you because their mode of operating, you've seen the truth about them or people like them. And they're not authentic, and they do try to manipulate people to get them to do what they want instead of being authentic. And it's like, I'm looking for the people who've healed. I'm looking for the people who've seen the truth. I'm looking for the people who've learned lessons in life and are balanced within themselves, who are authentically themselves in the world, and take action in truth and love and treat other people the way they like to be treated. What's coming up? And I think the King of Swords is kind of like minor arcana of the Justice card. That I think when you align with that within yourself and you're only putting your time, energy, effort, and focus on the people who are in your life, putting in the work and effort to move forward with you in this way, then you're not putting in time, energy, effort, and thought processes on people who aren't in your life putting in that work and effort. And it frees you up to transform your life and to keep moving forward to bring those things into reality to get the justice you deserve. And I think you're going to meet other people. The only people in your life right now are the people who are putting in this work and effort, maintaining balance within themselves, being just and fair, and speaking truth. And anybody from your past who isn't doing that are people that have, are either in other relationships, which we need to accept the truth of, that are like that, or they're maybe not on the same page as you. So, we move on. What's going on with people that might be in a more worldly, shadowy energy? What's coming up that they don't see coming? The Two of Wands and the Two of Swords because of the World card. Some people had a dream that people would always stay in denial of the truth. That's like the Two of Swords Libra energy. No. I don't want to see the truth. I want to keep waffling about the truth back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes some of the people who aren't in relationships with us are hoping that we'll keep staying stuck. Just in case whatever they are putting time, energy, and effort into doesn't work out. Then they can come get in a relationship with you. But you're not willing to stay stuck in denial of the truth. In the World card, you've closed out a chapter. I'm moving forward in my life with or without people. I have seen who is on the same page as me. Those are the people putting in this work and effort, speaking truth, working together with me in a just and fair manner. Apparently, that's not you. And they didn't see that coming. Another thing they might not see coming is there is someone who might want dreams of being in a relationship with them. Oh, you don't see the truth? You're not balanced within yourself? You maybe don't have hope and faith and belief and love? You're just the kind of person I like to be in a relationship with. I, too, don't want to look at life from a higher perspective. I, too, might have my fears and my insecurities or my more worldly nature. And I don't want to see the truth. I want to make my life about those things. The only thing is, they might have someone who comes in their life that they could initially think, oh my gosh, you are like a dream come true. I can get in a relationship with someone where I can rest, or I can live more from my mind than my heart, or maybe that I can manipulate or control or whatever. But I don't know. The way I look at it is they'll either get in a relationship, because God uses these shadowy people to get other people to get clear about their truth. They might have another loving person. They could go make an offer to someone who's sad to try to get that person to get in a relationship. If they get in a relationship with another loving person, they could get in the relationship, be in the relationship for quite a while, but eventually those people are going to feel stuck because a dream never really comes into reality. And if those people listen to their intuition, this same thing is going to replay again. And they're going to be like, drat, why do these people listen to their intuition? Why aren't these people happy enough just being in a relationship? I'm happy just being in a relationship, but the other people want to be in a more just, fair, balanced relationship where people grow and mature and the relationship matures over time. And these people don't ever do that. And so then it's kind of like nothing ever grows and matures over time. It's like the status quo constantly. And eventually people don't want to be in it anymore. It's like, wait a minute. I thought we were going to bring a dream into reality. And they're like, oh, what? No. And, those people get out of it. They could get in a relationship with someone who's just like themselves. And then they could find out what it's like to be in a relationship with someone like themselves. Oh, shit. Are you more about yourself than indulging me? You might have created the illusion that initially you were willing to indulge me or that you needed help. But really, are you kind of more like me where it's kind of more about you and you're in denial of the truth that it's more about you? Me too. So then we could have two people in a relationship that are both trying to manipulate each other, control each other, create this illusion about what type of people they are. And they might stay in it if they're both willing to stay in it, because by worldly standards, it looks like we've moved on, looks like we've healed, looks like we've transformed our life. But there's nothing new to learn there. There will be no creative, inspired, intuitive action in the relationship because neither one of these people kind of take creative, inspired, more bold, brave, confident action in their life, listening to their intuition. They take these actions in their life more out of fear and insecurity and pride or ego or lust or greed. And that's the driving factor. And their dream what they thought they were going to be able to manifest living their life like this won't come into reality, and they'll feel stuck. It's like, I thought for sure I could plant bad seeds and have what other people who plant truth and love, I thought I could have what they have. It's like, no, you have like an illusion of that, more like the worldly version of that, where it looks like that, but it's not that. And maybe that'll be the thing to make them see the truth. Because they could have thought making it either all about them, staying in their defensive nature, that was living the dream life, boy, I won't get hurt doing this. And they realized the only person they hurt really in the end was themselves, because they did hurt other people, but other people healed and moved on. They overcame it. And maybe that's when they'll see, why did I ever pick this path to begin with? And they could see that, I think sometimes people end up getting drawn and attracted to being in a relationship with the very type of people who hurt them to begin with, that made them give up on their dreams. If they're not willing to heal and grow and mature themselves, and this is like a stumbling block for them, they'll, I think, subconsciously be drawn and attracted to getting into relationships with people like that, in order for them to deal with kind of that core wound. And are they going to keep staying in it? For some, they might. If their thing is, I need to make these people love me, they're going to keep being drawn and attracted to people who reject them. And they'll keep being sad. But it could be very important to, we're either trying to make people love us and value us and appreciate our worth and value, even if they're doing things that are hurtful and unkind, or we learn to love ourselves so we're not trying to make people who are unjust, unfair, unkind love us. Why do I need them to love me? What is at the core of that? I don't want to try to get people who have already shown me they're unjust, unfair, unloving, bossy, controlling, rejecting, egotistical, whatever. But some of these people, they're so caught up in the world. If there's people in the world that have these things of the world that they want, they're just trying to deceive and manipulate someone who has those things of the world that they want, even if that's just someone who will make them look like they've moved on and transformed their life, that they're not the person people were saying that they were, just to create this illusion, to try to Their dream is to keep other people confused about the truth in the world. And for some people, that's their only goal. And they're using other people to try to create this illusion about the type of person they are. So other people in the world, because they've already done probably some shadowy things, and they want people to stay stuck and not see the truth. Some of the people who left them spoke the truth. And they have people in their life, they don't want those people, they want those people to keep staying confused about the truth, about who they are. And so if they can get in a relationship with someone who makes it look like, I've changed, I've moved on, I'm not that type of person anymore or whatever, then that's their whole end goal. Shadowy energy, I have a dream. The devil, my dream is to confuse the world about the truth. Some people, that's how they live their life. I am a shadowy person. I do indulge myself in immature ways in relationships. I could take foolish risks in relationships that cause those relationships to end. I could be bossy. I could be controlling. I could be selfish, materialistic. It's all for my ego and my image. I am really not someone driven and motivated by love. It's all about me. And that's also shadowy Aries energy. They don't have to be an Aries sun sign. It's just how they harness their Aries energy. And they're in denial. Even they could be in denial of the truth of who they are. But, you know, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time. And eventually the truth comes to light. You know, just seeing how different people live their life, we kind of see who seems to have some issues they haven't dealt with, who seems to be trying to maybe manipulate people, who seems to be a gold digger, who seems to be more about ego and image, and who seems to be moving forward in an emotionally balanced, loving way where they've really transformed their life, and other people seem to maybe be more about themselves and the world, and ego, and image, and money, and materialism, or looking for someone to indulge them. And eventually other people see the truth, and other people could see this person isn't who they are, and some of those people are going to close out cycles with them. Because they see the truth that they're not who they say they are. They create an illusion about the truth of who they are, but that's not who they are. Maybe that'll be what makes these people wake up. Or maybe not. So there you go, Sagittarius. I wish you peace, love, and joy. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.